OMD-300, and this is a special episode 83 edition of the Corner Store Podcast, being done from the comforts of my living room. Thank God. Not thank God that I don't like the studio, but I just felt like being in the crib, you know what I'm saying, today, and to do this pod from inside the house and talk about the things that I wanted to talk about. Welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. As I said, episode 83. And it's a lot going on. And we still going strong here on the pod, and want to thank everybody who's actually been watching the show and contributing comments, subscribed, in the whole 9 yards. Lately, I've been noticing that subscribers have been falling off like crazy. I don't know why. Maybe it's something I said. Maybe it's something about some political beliefs that I might have or something like that. Or maybe it's just something I said. I don't know. But all I know is this. If you try any endeavor in life, and you don't get some type of criticism or somebody not really being down with what you're talking about, that's a part of life. There's nothing you can do about that. All you can do is try to stay within your convictions or what you believe in, and continue to do the best you can in that endeavor. That's all I can say. And with that said, I would hope that if you're watching the Corner Store Podcast or have watched and still are a subscriber, please pass it on to other people and let them know that you have been watching the show. Hold on, I think my lighting. 1 second. There we go. I think it's better. There might be a little bit more shadows on me, but let them know to like, subscribe, and comment. It'll help my endeavors in this, and it'll be greatly appreciated. With that said, let's get going. Hey, today, I'm not really happy that this happened to this person or want them to not be successful. In essence, this person I'm about to mention, I just kind of want them to go away and maybe mend whatever relationship she had with the person that she's been talking about the most in her memoirs, and do some type of healing between the two. And that would be Jada Pinkett. I do not call her Jada Pinkett Smith. I think that is a disservice to Will Smith that I would even, recognize her as his significant other, whether they married or whatever. She's done so many things to me against him that I think he deserves not to have his last name attached to this person. But it has been said that today her book was released or has been released. It's been released before today or was released today, and it was released to horrible, horrible numbers. It looks like it will not be a bestseller. If it is a bestseller, they're probably going to do some back end stuff and maybe buy up all the copies or something like that themselves to make it seem like it was. But rumor has it that Jada Pinkett Smith's memoirs have not been well received, even though she's been on this whirlwind book tour on the Today Show and other networks and other shows. I don't know if she did Howard Stern. I don't remember that, but she's been on a lot of shows saying all these different things about Tupac and how he was her first love and how her and Will. And then Will doubles down on that and says how much he supports her and all this other stuff. So I don't really know what to say about those two and what that situation is, what his attachment is, how whipped he is. I don't know. All I can say is there's a lot of things that we see that on the surface, we're like trying to figure it out. But behind the scenes, everybody understands the reason why people are doing what they're doing in that situation. So all I can say in regards to that is we need to just go and stay out of it because it's weird. If it's weird and we don't understand it, you might as well just stay away from it. And I think that's what people are doing when in regards to her book. Nobody don't want to know no more. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. Pretty much whatever you gonna tell us is already in. We already know about. We already seen whatever's in that book. You know, maybe it's a few hidden gems, but who cares at this point? We've seen pretty much everything y'all got to offer. So Jada Pinkett Smith, my bad. Good try on the book though. It's pretty wild. Got some other news today, which threw me for a loop. I don't understand this. I don't know. First off, I don't want nobody to be mad at me that's a fan of this person I'm about to talk about. I do not dislike this lady. I do not wish her harm. I don't wish her career to be over. Nothing. But what I do wish is that we start to realize what planet we living on. But what I mean by that is that anybody today can become world famous with some talent and I guess enthusiasm. I don't know, or good backing. I don't know what you want to call it. Taylor Swift is a marketing genius. She's got decent music from what I could tell. I don't really rock with it like that, but her music's supposedly decent, you know, from what I'd have heard. But she don't sound no different than any other Americana female that they put on a pedestal like that. From Katy Perry to Britney Spears to what's the girl name? Um, Achy Breaky Heart's daughter. What's her name? I forget her. I forget her name, but she was super pop. All I'm saying, these girls go down the list being blew up like that. You know what I'm saying? But this chick was said today to have reached and amassed a net worth of 1.1 billion. That's billion with a B. $1.1 billion. It's a lot of goddamn money. I would I would just throw out there on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I believe there's probably some people, Caucasian, not even black artists, that rivals Taylor Swift's talent. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Taylor Swift, though, probably packs arenas like a mug, and concert tickets go out of there and da da da. Music be popping. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's an artist, female too. I ain't gonna even say white male. I'm gonna say white female that's better than her. But it's about marketing. It's about making sure that all her music is in heavy rotation, and you got to pay for that. And also being smart enough to all of a sudden start dating a tight end that plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, remember, Taylor Swift's been dope for a long time, so I don't want people to think I'm just saying, oh, all of a sudden, you know, she's good. But didn't she just have an album come out? It's just ironic her and Kelsey is dating now when she promotes something. It's just ironic to me that that's going on right now. That all of a sudden she's promoting the album. As she's reached the $1.1 billion club, all of a sudden her sales of her clothing line and everything just going off. Just going off. She's making money hand over fist. It's weird how these things happen right in the nick of time. It's almost like it's planned. There's people who love Taylor Swift that may see this and go, who is this fucking guy? There's people who love Taylor Swift that's gonna see this and say, it's always somebody talking shit about the person I like. Hell, there's gonna be some black people who like Taylor Swift. Like, bro, you need to shut the fuck up. You just some dude want to be a podcaster doing this in your living room tonight. Well, you probably wouldn't. You ain't lying when you say that. But you also would be just saying that because of how you feel emotionally about what I'm saying. As I stated, I don't dislike Taylor Swift. To be honest with you, I think it's a hell of an achievement to reach the money she's reached, being as okay looking as she is and all right as she is at doing what she does musically. She's all right. She ain't nothing spectacular. But the fact of the matter is that she's reached the level she has. A lot of people will say, well, she's great. Uh, that's we could argue that point. All I'll say is there's a lot of people out there, and I'm gonna equate it in this way. There's a lot of people who got C averages when they was in high school that's doing some pretty amazing things today. I'm not saying I was a great student or anything. Not saying that at all. What I am saying is this, especially today, you have a chance of be doing something amazing as long as you just keep on just persevering. There's a lot of people out there, even myself. Last episode I did with Chef Rob, young man who's really, really enthusiastic and happy to be on this podcast, which I cherish because it ain't, it's doing what it's doing, but it ain't doing like incredible like I'd love it to. But I'm gonna keep doing my thing and keep talking about what I talk about and having fun talking about it, and let the chips fall. So anybody outside of this that sees what I'm doing and goes, "Yo, I like bro," that's much respect and much love to them. I couldn't do nothing but say I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I can't really worry about what somebody might think of me or think about the pot or anything. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. I got the bald head now. Normally I would have hair, all kind of shit. I'm gonna grow it back though. It was a mistake. I get pissed off with these damn barbers charging so much. I mean, you can't get a haircut for less than 50, $60 these days. So I decided to do it myself. Uh, I regret it now, but I'm probably gonna get a line up in a little fade. I got the little, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, with that said, I'm not downgrading or talking shit about Taylor Swift at all. She's an amazing talent. Amazing in the sense of how average can be amazing today. There's a lot, like I said, there's other white female artists that I think probably should be surpassing her, but she's got a fan base. They love her. It's just like, Beyonce with the Beehive. I guess that's what they call themselves, or Riri with the Riris, or whatever they call themselves, and all these people who fuck with whoever they fuck with. Now, one cat that wasn't a topic that I was going to talk about since we talking about music is the baby, the rapper, the baby, not Lil Baby. No, Lil Baby's still popping a little bit. He's starting to flame out as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Just like Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch is out of here. Never no more hits. And that's no disrespect to Roddy. What he did when he was on fire, he was flaming, doing fucking collabs with all kind of artists and doing hooks for niggas. See, people's attention span today is way shorter than it's ever been. So in order for you to keep their attention, that's why people doing all these spectacular ass things and wild shit and doing these fucking pranks and shout out to White Dolomite who be out there, in the stores talking about hand me stuff off the shelf, boy, and all these different things. People know they have to do wild shit to keep people's attention today. We're saturated all over the internet with all different types of people dancing and telling jokes and painting and fixing cars and building cabins. And there's so much shit to watch today that anything that's on the internet, if it don't catch people's eye or ear, they're not fucking with it. So that's why everybody's out here doing all these crazy ass shit. I'm not surprised somebody ain't put a trapeze through their neighborhood and tried to rope over some fucking pit bulls or some shit like that in somebody's yard. That's crazy to me, but it is what it is. This is the world we live in. And speaking of the world we live in, It's time to talk about what's going on politically in the world, which is a lot. So we're just gonna get right into it about what's going over in the Middle East, over in Gaza, and over in Palestine, and over in Israel. Well, let's just say it. The whole fucking Middle East is red as hell right now. It's red as fire. Just the other day, the U.S. did some drone strikes or missile strikes. I'm not sure. They ain't confirmed what type of hits they did on some installations, not in Iran, but in another country. I'm not sure if it was Yemen. I don't have my facts right here, but I know that they did some type of military action against installations that are property of the Iranian government. And this was in retaliation to reported drone strikes against Americans stationed over in the Middle East somewhere at some base that they were attacked, or at least some support troops that were waiting to be used in the or waiting to assist the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, in their Gaza or Palestinian occupation efforts. So, with that said, it's red as fire over there. There was a prediction made by a few outlets. One of them being something that people don't really take as serious as they should. The Simpsons animated TV series a few years back. If you go find the episode or look it up about what's going on now, they had a show 10 some odd years ago that predicted this would be going on right now. I don't know what it is about the Simpsons and their producers, it seems like they already know what's going on. It's kind of weird. But yeah, they predicted all this stuff happening and all the turmoil that's going on. And also, it's been reported in the whole United States as of yesterday, all police force all over the United States, in every state, every major city and town, is on high alert. I noticed this just today. Before I heard this report, before I came on the pod, I was driving down White Oak near where I live, near a major street, where there's a Jewish school. There's a Jewish private school right on the corner. And normally they have a parked police car out there. A lot of places do that. They'll get one or buy one or lease one from the local police station that they're not, an old cruiser they're not using. And they'll park it outside as sort of like a deterrent for, people's bullshit. They also have security inside, but I noticed that their security was extra. It was extra security out there. Normally it's like one or two guys, maybe one across the street at the one gate, and there's one guy in the quad or something that I've seen when I've even looked in that school's direction. But no, today there was about 5 or 6. So all the Jewish schools, synagogues are all on high alert. The Jewish community is very nervous. They're very scared about what's going on and all of the backlash they're receiving for the way the Israeli government is treating the Palestinian civilians trying to fester out Hamas from Gaza and from the West Bank. And there's mixed reports coming in all over the place. The Israelis are saying that the Hamas terrorists are using human shields. So, they just keep firing at civilians. They say, if this building's supposed to have Hamas in it, they give a warning to tell people to leave. Well, if you're going to tell people to leave, you're giving a chance for Hamas to leave. So you guys are going to bomb those people until you feel like, you're satisfied and you've killed whoever you think is responsible for this, which makes no sense. You can't weed that out. Now, the problem with what's going on is, and this is nothing against the Jewish people or the Zionistic Jews of Europe who have resided in Israel and determined that that's their homeland. Y'all want to take that stuff from them? Fine. The problem I have is you can't treat them like shit. You can't treat them like blacks are treated over here in America and think people are going to sit on their hands. You got to treat people with humanity. You want to rule them and act like you're better than them? Fine. But at least give them enough to where they can feel like they're living and existing, even if it's only amongst them. Give them more fucking space than the bank against the fucking Mediterranean, a bank of land against the Mediterranean Sea. And you put 2 million people in a 10-mile square area? That's fucked up. Even if it's 50 miles, if it's 2 million people in there, that's not enough room, bro. That's why they tripping. And this has been going on for a long, long fucking time. Many, many decades and years. So you would expect people to do some weird, heinous shit to you guys after a while. So I don't justify either one having to do what they had to do. Maybe some people need to come to the table and look at the other people across the table, regardless of what that happened, and go, look, we need to do better. We're going to help y'all feel like human beings. Once we achieve that, we're going to continue to honor that and live amongst you, side by side of you, and try to do what we need to do. If y'all can do that, it'll be fine. But see, they're not going to do that. This world is all about domination and people feeling like they're superior to another class. I don't give a shit if it's men over women, whites over blacks, or whatever. And the main precursor is this, is being feeling like you're dominant because you have lighter skin. All you people who would feel that way because you're brighter, you're fucking fools. Yeah, you're a fool. And that's all good. Remember, this place ain't gonna be here forever. Everybody keep talking and living and acting like the world just gonna be here and it's not going nowhere. Like you know something we don't. One day this shit's gonna end. And then people will have to answer for all of this, whether there's God or a higher being, something's gonna happen. Everybody gonna get judged by whomever is supposed to be to run this shit. I happen to think it's the Almighty, but whoever you believe, whatever. But at the end of it all, you're gonna have to look that person in the eye, the sun in the eye, the meteorite, whatever, and deal with that. It ain't about money then, it ain't about nothing. Ain't about occupation, land, or any of that shit. It's all about keeping it 100. If it was the old West all over the world again and people just had to be tough enough to do what they needed to do, how many people you think that's calling the shots today will be able to handle themselves out there with a 6-shooter or camping or doing whatever they do? Not many of them. I'll tell you that right now. Understand that. Understand that we all really on the same playing field. And if the right conditions were to happen and the lights go out and the cars don't drive and no more power and we can't do nothing but, screw up some sticks together and make fire, we'll see who the real people are then, who the real tough guys are and gals. That's your boy OMD-300. Hey, this is episode 83 of the Corner Store Podcast. We done jotted and talked about Jada Pinkett and her failed book, Taylor Swift and her $1.1 billion net worth. God damn. Also, we've talked about what's going on in the world and in the injustices of war. Not talking about any particular side or not, I may be on one side, but I'll leave that to your imagination. But I kind of already feel like you know who I'm rooting for. I don't really want nobody to die, but I also want people to get what they deserve when they take advantage of people that's lesser than them or don't have as much as they do. I shouldn't be judge, jury, or executioner in my mind or whatever, because I know we don't supposed to live in glass houses. Let he who is without anger, sin, lust, or whatever cast the first stone. And I'm be honest with you, I can't be the one to do that. I'm a human being and I am like full of sin and I repent every day. So with that said, I want you guys to know the most important thing you need to be doing in your life is taking care of you, making sure you're healthy, making sure you're feeling good, making sure you love yourself, because you can't do anything for anybody, your kids, your wife, your girlfriend, your sister, your brother, and your family members, anything if you don't love you. So that's important. Show your love for yourself. Everybody else will reap the benefits of that. It's your boy, OMD-300, Corner Store Podcast, episode 83. I'm up out of here. Keep safe. Let's get it.